So now we will move on to the next lesson, which talks about the assembling and decorating cakes. So here are the discussions of this lesson. Miss Cindy Claire B. Masayon, Mr. Quinilo Oclary, and yours truly. But before we go on to the discussion, let me first introduce to you the intended learning outcomes. So at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to explain basic finishing, cake finishing techniques, and assemble and decorate cakes. So now we will go on to the abstraction part. So gather your cake decorating tools. So why is it important to gather uh, the cake decorating tools? So well, gathering your cake decorating tool is an important step towards decorating cake. So, having all your cake decorating tools in one place kay makasave og time and energy. You won't have to waste, dili ka kailangan mag-waste sa time para mag-search sa specific tool na gamiton during the baking process, which will allow na mag-allow sa tuwa na mag-focus sa isa ka task. So, by keeping your tools in one place, you can keep them organized and avoid misplacing them. So, this will ensure that you always know where your tools are when you need them. So, having your tools organized and ready to go can help you work more efficiently and maintain the professional image show. So overall, gathering your cake decorating tools is simple, but but one of the important steps towards becoming a successful and efficient cake decorator. So, yes, no. As we all know, na cake decorating tools are essential part of any baker arsenal, and they allow you to create a stunning as well as an intricate design on your cake. So it can be kind of overwhelming to know where to start. So here are some common cake decorating design. So revolving cake stand, paper towels, shortening, parchment paper, bench scraper, piping tips, cake rounds, serrated knife, pencil, straight baking icing spatula, cooling rack, offset spatula, rubber spatula, and light colored cake pans. So now we will move on to the next slide, which talks about the need to have tools. And when we talk about need to have tools, this implies that the certain tools are necessary for a particular task or goal to be accomplished. So these tools are considered as essential or importante or critical as without them the task or goal may not be achievable or may be much more difficult na ma-achieve. So first need to have tools is the light colored cake pan or pans. So it reflects the heat and keep the cake from overbaking. So light colored bake pans are baking pans that have a light colored surface of, and it is often made of aluminum or other metals. So these pan are typically used for baking cakes and other baked goods that require a light, delicate texture as they help to ensure even baking and prevent over browning. Next is the cooling rack. It helps the cakes cool quickly and evenly. So a cooling rack is a wire rack used in baking to allow freshly baked goods to cool evenly and quickly. The rack is designed to elevate the baked goods off, off the hot baking sheet or pan, allowing the air to circulate around them and dissipate the heat. So cooling racks are, um, in short, are made of metal wires and arranged between in a grid pattern. So, with spaces between the wires, it allows the air to flow through. Next is the parchment paper and pencil. So parchment paper and pestle can be useful tools in decorating cakes. So parchment paper is a type of non-stick paper that is commonly used in baking to prevent food from sticking the baking sheet or pan. So it can be used to create non-stick surface for items like cake, breads that are baked in a pan. Parchment paper kay also makahelp na ma-distribute ang heat evenly to prevent also over browning or burning and make it easier to transfer baked goods from pan and serving. So pencil can be useful to mark the measurement as well as draw design or patterns onto parchment paper with pencil and then use them as a guide when you are piping or decorating your cakes or cookies. Now we will move on to the offset spatula. So offset spatula allows you to frost without your hand getting in the way. So an offset spatula is perfect for frosting cake. It is used to spread an even layer of the frosting on the top and the sides of the cake. Next is the rubber spatula. It is used to scrape the frosting out of the bowl and so much more. And it is also used to spread the thin layer of frosting or other decorative topping into the surface of the cake. Next is the straight baking spatula or icing spatula. It is used to smooth the frosting cleanly and efficiently. So an icing spatula, also known as cake spatula, is a kitchen tool used for spreading, smoothing, or frosting on cakes, cupcakes, and other baked goods. It is typically flat, narrow blade with straight and slightly offset handle. Next is the piping bag and tips. It is used to pipe your cake with beautiful design. So, a piping bag and tips are essential for a cake decorating, particularly when it comes to creating intricate designs and patterns on cakes, cupcakes, and other goods. Lastly, the shortening and paper towels. It is used to help you grease your pan properly. So shortening is a type of fat that is commonly used in baking and cooking. And paper towels are absorbent sheet of paper that are often used for cleaning up spills and wiping surfaces. So now we will move on to the next slide, which is all about the nice to have tools. And when we talk about nice to have tools, this refers to the kitchen gadgets or utensils that are not essential but are useful or convenient to have. So these are the items that can make cooking or baking easier, faster, or more enjoyable but are not absolutely necessary for the task at hand. So first is the cake stand. So this allows you to decorate more easily. You'll be able to smooth the side as the stand turns. So a revolving cake stand is a tool used in a cake decorating that allows you as a user to rotate the cake while working on it. So the stand typically consists of circular base that sits on a pedestal and has a top plate and spin around the central axis. Next is the bench scraper. It can be used similarly to straight baking icing spatula to smooth the frosting. So a bench scraper, also known as a dough scraper or pastry scraper, is a flat rectangular tool with a handle that is used for a variety of tasks in the kitchen, particularly in baking. And lastly, cardboard cake rounds. So cardboard cake rounds placed underneath your cake. This make moving it easier. So cardboard cake rounds are the circular pieces of sturdy cardboard that are used to support and transport cake.